If you're a videographer doing 3, 4, 5, 10K a month, working constantly, delivering great results, clients are happy, but your business starts from zero every single month, I want to show you exactly why that's happening. And I promise you, it's not your camera work or your video quality. It's not your edits and it's not even your prices. It's your model. And most videographers have a model that is fundamentally broken. My name's Dan and I run Profit X, a coaching program specifically for videographers who want to build a retainer-based video business that compounds over time. I've worked with videographers all across Australia and New Zealand, and every single one of them who was stuck had the same problem. Wasn't skill, it wasn't talent, it was the fundamental video model that they were running. This video is going to show you exactly what that problem is and what the path out looks like at every single level, plus the system behind Profit X that we use to fix it. There's no pitch here from me, just a plan. And if it makes sense to you, you'll know what to do at the end. Here's the problem, and I want you to really hear this because it took me a while after working with videographers to see it clearly. Most videographers are what I call a human tripod. You rock up, you film, you edit, you send the files, fucking sick, job done. And that's the whole product, just the footage of what you delivered. And here's the brutal truth about that. When you sell footage, you're actually a cost to your client's business, not an investment. You're the first thing that they're gonna cut when things get tight because you're a nice to have. You're not tied to anything that they actually care about. Leads, revenue, sales, bookings, whatever it is. You're just a supplier, and suppliers get replaced. That creates 3 problems that stack on top of each other. Problem 1, no real offer. What most videographers call an offer is just a deliverable list. 8 reels, 2 brand videos, a monthly shoot, that's not an offer. It's a fucking restaurant menu. Nobody reads a fucking menu and thinks, oh, this is gonna change my business. All they think is, fuck, that's expensive. Which leads me to problem number 2, you're starting from zero every single month. You land a job, you deliver it, then it ends. Then you're back on the phone, back on Instagram, back doing shit, fucking cold calls, back chasing the next job. You don't have a solid base, there's no momentum, there's nothing that's compounding. Just a fucking treadmill that you can never get off of. And problem 3, because you're project dependent, you can't actually get leads on purpose. You're kind of just waiting for referrals. And referrals are great, but waiting for referrals is not a strategy. You can't pay for a referral. You just have to kind of sit there and wait and hope one shows up. And when you have a slow month, you feel it almost immediately because there's no buffer and there's no solid base under your business. So here is where most videographers end up. And drop a comment below if this sounds familiar. You're working constantly, the work's actually pretty good, and your clients are mostly happy. But every month is a fucking coin flip on whether or not you hit that revenue goal that's in your head. And you're stuck because you can't raise your prices because you feel like you just need every single job. You can't really be selective and you actually can't afford to say no to anything. And kind of the harder you work, the more it feels like your wheels are just spinning in the mud. Let me tell you, it's not a skill problem, it's a model problem. So what does the journey actually look like? Because it changes at every single level. What's keeping you stuck at 5K is completely different to the other guys out there that are stuck at 35, 40K. And the problem that most of you make is that you're trying to solve a problem for the stage that you're not even in. So let me walk you through every level, find out where you are in this thing, because everything from here on out is going to make heaps more sense if you know where you're at. Let's get stuck in. 5 to 10K. At 5 to 10K, this is survival mode. And the first thing you want to do before anything else is fix your offer. Most videographers don't have an offer, like I said before. They have a motherfucking restaurant menu. It's not an offer, it's just a list of things that you can do. Nobody cares, no one really fucking wants it. A good offer answers one simple question for the prospect. What result am I gonna get and what makes me believe that you can get it for me? Actually, that was 2 questions, sorry. Most of you can't even answer that without a fucking 20-minute explanation and you just blurting out words. So that is the problem. And the first shift you need to make is this. Pick one very specific client. Build a retainer about a specific result that they want to achieve. Learn how to make a proposal that speaks directly to them. And then learn how to have a sales conversation that makes saying yes feel obvious. Until you've done that, nothing else fucking matters. The next step in your 5 to 10K journey is you're gonna need some fucking leads. Once you have an offer, you actually have to start putting it in front of people. You don't need a fucking complicated funnel. You need something simple that actually works. Run local targeted Instagram ads to the client that you picked in the offer step before. Simple cold follower ads to start building your audience. And then attach a clear DM flow, so once someone actually reaches out or you reach out to them, you actually know what you're going to say. You're learning what works and testing your messaging. So when we build your full funnel later, we're a few steps ahead. The goal in this stage is to stop waiting for referrals and start getting leads on purpose. Even just 1 or 2 leads every week from your simple ads and a basic DM flow, and then learning how to sell it is a great starting point. All right, we've got leads coming in. We're starting to move. We're at 10 to 20K per month. Once we have a few leads coming in, the next challenge is actually converting them and making sure none slip through the cracks. We need to learn proper sales. And I'll say this very direct. Most videographers fucking suck at sales. And it's not because you're bad with people, because you go out there, you film, you deliver stuff all the time. It's because you've never actually been taught proper sales or sales psychology. Sales kind of feels a bit icky, so you just kind of avoid learning it, really. Then you underprice yourself, so it makes the client say yes feel more reasonable. And then you kind of send a quote and just wait. And then after you follow up once and they don't reply, you kind of just give up. And then you wonder why you've got no fucking clients. The shift at this level is basic sales psychology and kind of sales flow. Basically how to qualify a lead before you sit down and have a conversation with them. And learn how to present your offer in a way that them saying yes feels like the obvious next step. Alongside that, this is the level where you're going to start building your proper paid acquisition funnel. Not just some boosted posts, but a real lead system. When you start running this properly, leads become a non-issue. You're going to stop stressing about where your next leads are going to come from, and it's going to turn to how you're going to actually deliver this stuff for the ones that are coming in, which leads us further up the ladder. We are at the 20 to 30K a month mark. This is the stage that nobody really warns you about, because on the surface, 20 to 30K looks like real success, and it is. It's actually really fucking good to get here. But it comes with a problem that's going to cap you out if you don't fix it or know how to fix it. You become the bottleneck. At this stage, you're fully focused on getting your clients results, which is exactly the thing that you should be focused on. But the volume of work means you're stretched across delivery, communication, leads, sales, marketing, all the shit. Something is going to start to slip. And usually it's your marketing. You're doing so much for the client, you're doing the whole thing that we sell our clients, but if you get to do it for yourself. And when you stop marketing, your pipeline is going to dry up 2-3 months later. There's this old saying that the work you do in this 90 days is going to affect your next 90 days. So if you do nothing for 2 or 3 months, expect your next 2-3 months to be quite dry. The fix is hire your first employee. The best case scenario here is a hybrid, someone who can shoot but also help you with the editing. This one hire is going to buy back some of your time so they can help you with delivery, but also give you your time back so you can concentrate on marketing and sales again to keep growing. Your personal time is now the most expensive thing in this business, so you have to take care of it. Right there. So now we start coming up into the big boy leagues where we're at 30 to 40. I can't even grab this fucking color. Come up in the big boy leagues, 30 to 40K a month. This is a big one because the whole challenge changes completely at this stage. It's not about your offer anymore. It's not really even about leads or your delivery at this point. It's purely about you. This is where you have to make that transition from creative videographer into business owner mode, because shit's starting to get a little bit serious. And this is honestly the biggest point where people break down, because they're really good at videography and creative and even kind of train someone else to do what they do, but no one's ever trained them, or they have never learned on how to run a business or a company. This level is where you're going to build your machine. That means you're going to have proper systems in place for onboarding, delivery, and reporting. It means understanding your numbers and your finance behind your business. Margins, your profit, where's your money going every single month. It means learning how to actually lead and manage a team without just fucking hovering over people, micromanaging, maybe like me, or just disappearing completely out of the business, and the people that you've hired are kind of like, where the fuck did he go? Or she. The shift here is quite uncomfortable because it requires you to work on the business, not in it anymore, which you're so used to because you've pretty much grinded your way to this point. But when you get this right, you start becoming a business owner. But when that machine starts to run, everything above this level starts to feel really possible. And then we get to the bigger dogs in the 50K a month mark, and my color doesn't want to get picked again. Let's move on. Red, 50K a month. This is a big one. The fundamentals are working, the offer's right, the team is in place, delivery is getting results for our clients, growth starts to require less hustle and a little bit more strategy. At this point, your flywheel should pretty much be doing most of the heavy lifting. Your leads are coming in, your paid acquisition, scaling up, things are starting just to flow. You're getting a few case studies, your quality work's actually bringing in more referrals than you used to. Clients are starting to come to you because they see in your content, in your marketing, that you can actually get results for them, and you're not really chasing anything anymore. But this is the same level where your growth kind of plateaus because everything kind of feels like it's working and you don't push as hard. And suddenly all that work that got you to this point just doesn't seem to keep compounding like it used to. Your job at this level is to optimize and not rebuild everything. Tighten up your offer, tighten your funnel, dial everything in that little bit more. Find a way to improve your client results even better. Go absolutely full throttle. The longer you run hard, the quicker this thing is going to compound past 50K. I'm going to keep these next two levels kind of really brief because once you get up to here, it's very tailored. Different things start going wrong. You're managing different teams. So I'm going to do 80K and 100K a little bit quicker just because I know majority of you guys are probably not at this level if you're watching this video. And if you are at this level and you do need help, message me DORITOS on Instagram, the secret code word. I'll send you my offer doc. We'll see if we can work together. Like I just said, the detail about what you need at this level is a little bit more tailored. So I just kind of breeze through this stuff. You can have a quick read just for your own information. But yeah, if you are at these levels, make sure you reach out if you've got any specific problems and I'll see if I can help you out. So what is the actual answer for you? So what is the actual answer? What does a video business that hits 50, 80, 100K plus actually look like? What I call a Profit X business. What is that built on? It's built on three things, three pillars. I'm going to run you through each one. If any one of these are missing, this whole fucking business is going to start to wobble. So make sure you can nail these three things. Pillar one, the offer. Everything starts with your offer, like I said before. Before leads, before sales, before all your systems, the offer has to be right. And by offer, I don't mean a package or a price list. I mean a result-driven retainer built around a specific outcome for a specific client. One ICP and one retainer that actually solves a problem for them. Here is a little test. If you wrote out your offer on a piece of paper and slid it across the table, could your potential client understand what it is and say yes to it without you saying anything? Would they say yes or no without you saying a single other thing? Most of you have to fucking explain a lot just to get your client to understand what it is you actually do. That means your offer is not actually working. Along with your retainer, you actually need a solid proposal that does half the selling for you and then understand sales psychology and a sales flow so it makes the conversation a whole lot easier. Pillar two, you need your lead engine switched the fuck on. You need a consistent system to put your offer in front of potential people that you want to work with every single day without you having to manually do shit, cold DMs, cold calls, and manually chase clients. If you're under 10 to 15K a month to start, it's very simple. Simple Instagram, local targeted ads. Targeting your ICP with a simple DM flow. As you scale past that, this is where we build out your proper paid acquisition funnel. We start building out your value ladder so your potential clients have different entry points, doesn't matter where they're at, and a solid sales process that takes someone from first seeing a retainer to buying it. When you build this pillar properly, leads become something you never have to think about again. Your pipeline will stay full whether you're putting time into it or not. And your sales conversations get so much easier because your prospects already know who you are before you talk to them. So just to go through it again, 10 to 15K a month or under, simple IG ads with a good DM flow. What the fuck? Fucking thing, hang on. Technical difficulties with the iPad. Simple DM flow. If you're above that level, paid funnel and introduce your value ladder, and my pen's fucked again. We move on to pillar number three, the result system. This is what keeps your clients paying month after month. And it's one of the things that most videographers skip entirely. If you just concentrate on getting your clients the best results possible, almost everything else will take care of itself. This is the machine behind how you're actually going to deliver your retainer. Social media management, content production, paid ads, all for your clients, the systems and processes behind all of that, which will make our delivery consistent and scalable even as your client base slowly starts to grow. And here's the one thing that people always skip over. The deeper in your client's funnel you can go, the more valuable you are. If you just do organic content for them, you're just a tiny little piece of their puzzle. If you're running their content, doing their socials, running their paid ads for them, getting them leads, booked appointments, whatever it is, you can show them a direct line from your work to their revenue. You're not just a cost anymore. You're a core part of how they actually grow their business. They won't cut you. They're not going to shop around. They almost start to protect it. That's what makes your client retention effortless. It's actually getting your clients results. It's the literal proof that your work is actually working. And them understanding if they cut you off and get rid of you, it's actually going to start costing them more than it actually costs to keep you on. So to round it up again, client delivery switched on, have your reporting dialed in. If you get clients results, you will retain them and get deep into their funnel. That is what I like to call a Profit X business. Here's what I want you to do before we go any further. 3 questions, 1 for each pillar. For each one of these questions, I want you just to rank yourself green, good. If you're yellow, it's kind of working, but you kind of need an upgrade. Or red, it's a real fucking problem. Grab a piece of paper, just do it in your head if you want. Let's do it. And be honest with yourself, because wherever you're red, that's the perfect place to start your next project. Question 1 around your offer. Do you have a retainer built around a specific result for a specific client? Could a prospect read it and understand immediately without having any explanation at all? And would they want it? If you have a proposal that speaks directly to their problem, and when you're in a sales convo, do you know how to walk them through it systematically without just dropping your DAX, dropping in a discount, or over-explaining yourself? If you can do all that perfectly, give yourself a green. If some of it's working but there's a few gaps, give yourself a yellow. If you still explain yourself like a fucking restaurant menu and hoping they say yes, big fat red. Question 2 about your lead engine. Are new leads coming into your world every day without you having to go and look for them? Do you have ads running in a DM flow to convert them? Do you have a value ladder? So different prospects at different stages have different ways into your business. If you have consistent leads that are predictable, give yourself a green. If you're getting some, but it's not reliable and not really a system yet, give yourself a yellow. And if you're still waiting for referrals and if you don't do manual outreach, no one's coming through, give yourself a red. Now the results system. Do you have a clear system to deliver your retainer? Not just produce videos, but actually get your clients results. Do you have good reporting? If I doubled your clients tomorrow, would your delivery still be able to scale with that? And how deep in your client's funnel are you? If you've got a systematic delivery, good case studies, and clients are staying long-term, give yourself a green. If you're delivering stuff pretty well, but clients start to churn after 3 to 4 months, that's a yellow. And if you're just flicking content to them and hoping they fucking pay next month, that's a red. Now look at your 3 pillars. Wherever you have the most amount of reds, that's where I want you to focus your attention on for the next 6 weeks. But I want you to fix them in this order. Go to your offer reds first, then your lead engine reds, then your results system reds last. You're not going to build your funnel or your delivery system on top of a broken offer. You can't really scale your delivery when there's no fucking leads there. The sequence of this kind of matters. I could just keep explaining this model all day, but I'll just talk you through a few examples when it actually works. Tobias came to me when he was only doing 4K a month. He's a solid videographer, did solid work, but every client was kind of a project basis. No retainers, no real recurring income. We tweaked his offer, built a results-driven retainer, taught him how to run some paid ads for himself and for his clients. Now he's sitting around 20K a month and about to hire his first hybrid shooter editor. Same skill, same person, just a shift in his model and a shift in his offer and learning how to actually deliver results for his clients. The boys at Lynx Media, we actually built it up to around 15, 20K with an original offer about a year ago. Then the boys jetted off, didn't really take care of their clients. A whole bunch of them left. We then swapped niches, built a whole new retainer around a whole separate niche. The boys grinded super, super hard, and now they're hitting around 25K a month. So we went from 0 to 15 once, fucking crushed it back to 0, and we've scaled that back up to 25K. I think the guys have 2-3 employees now, so they're really starting to push into good territory. That's just 2 out of many growing businesses, and there's a few in there that I won't mention, but they're pushing very high in revenue. So it just goes to show when you actually lock in your offer, you lock in your lead flow, and you concentrate on delivery and scaling, results seem to come quite easily. If this has resonated and you're still sitting here going, fuck, this cunt's actually right, that's actually where I'm stuck. then the next step is pretty simple. Find me on Instagram, Dan_Wilmot. Send me the secret code word Doritos. That's it. I know they're fucking the grouse. I will know that you've watched this video, and I'll send you the offer doc to ProfitX. It explains what's in it, how it works, the cost, and who it's actually built for. Most likely you if you're still watching this. No sales call that you don't want to fucking sit on. No fucking bullshit. Just a doc you can decide if you want in or not. If it's for you, you're going to know. And if it's not, honestly, I hope this video is just useful either way. The model works, the path is real, whether you do it with me or you have a crack on your own. Just stop being a fucking human tripod. Your work's too good for that.